Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of the Weekly Feedback. I'm your host, Caveman PRDR, and today we're going to be going over a number of things. First and most importantly, the passing of Lance Reddick. Those of you who just in case if you are not familiar, this is the voice actor behind the character Zavala. So, on his, I believe his wife posted to his Twitter, Lance was taken from us for far too soon. Thank you. Thank you for all your overwhelming love, support, and beautiful stories shared on these platforms over the last day. I see your messages and can't begin to express how grateful I am to have them. And to the thousands of Destiny players played in special tribute to Lance, thank you. Lance loved you as much as he loved the game. Donations may be made to momcares.org in Baltimore, his hometown. Stephanie Reddick. So, yeah, this is a pretty big loss to the community. But he was an absolutely talented actor. He will be sorely missed by the community. He actually played the game himself, according to I think according to some Twitter posts I've seen. He also actually played the game, had his own character that he played outside of just voice acting for Zavala. So it was a very kind of sad thing to see. He passed at 60 years old. I don't know that. I think the main thing that we know is that I think he was found at home, so it seemed like it was just by normal causes. So, yeah, it's very sad to see that he has passed, see the news that he has passed, but it would be nice to honor him moving forward. So, that was the first thing I really wanted to talk about and bring up, most importantly. And now we will move on to some other topics. One of the changes that they made, including the commendations, there's a counter to the amount of reps that you would need for every for the rank ups that you were getting in the journey system. The ranks before had a ridiculous amount of commendations, and then they basically went in and changed to decrease the amount of commendations you needed to rank up. IMO, technically, this is a step in the right direction. Ultimately, what this has done, and people have been farming commendations to like load into activities, whatnot, and just commendate each other, load in and load out and join in and join out, and that's really lame because the commendation system is kind of just like hand this out so that way I can meet the requirements to go to the next guardian rank. That's kind of dumb in my opinion. The That takes away from the meaning of the commendation system. You kind of just give people commendations at the end of something, and trust me, I'm guilty of doing that too. I want to rank up, but I don't really want to actively participate in that kind of system. So in my opinion, not that the commendation system is a bad idea, it should not be tied to rank. You should not be able to have a certain amount of accommodations for it to be tied to rank. It should just be, I think the way that it is now is fine, but or how the guardian rank system works, I think it would just be better if they took out the commendation targets, leave everything else. If they have to like add one hard thing for every rank, but like just take the commendations out of the guardian ranks. So, my personal preference, but hey, likelihood of Bungie just listening to me by myself, not very. So, move on to the next topic. There's a there may still be, but I know there was an issue with the deep sight chest and the Root of Nightmares raid not granting a new reward to players who had already opened it prior to the weekly reset. So it's possible they could have done something about this by now. This was posted on the 14th by the Bungie Help Twitter. So we'll see how this develops. I don't know if this has already been if this has been patched or if there's just still issues with this. If you've had issues with it, let me know in the comment section down below. Next thing I wanted to talk about and was a hot ticket item was the Easy Artifice Armor Farm. They patched this on I believe they patched this the following day. And this is technically something that people could manipulate beforehand, or an exploit that they could manipulate beforehand. It's just that it really became massively popular like right at or right before reset. And that was the loading up into the first encounter in the duality dungeon, where you basically just spawn in on this side with Galron, and you manipulate Galron into jumping off the map. And after a certain amount of time, it would just send you back to the it would send you to the end of the encounter with a way to with a fast way to farm the artifice armor. So they let this go on for the remainder of the day, and then the following day they patched this. And when I say they patched it, they didn't actually patch it. They just disabled active checkpoints, or they disabled the possibility of having a checkpoint on this part, so that way people can't farm it. So the efficiency of being able to do this has been disabled. So they let this go on for a good night and then got rid of it the following day. So rest in peace, the best Artifice Armor farm the game has ever seen. Or the easiest, I should say. Maybe not necessarily the best. Regardless. Go on to the next topic, being the invisible player bug. So, ever since reset, I have had an invisible player thing happen once, but that was in the tower, and the way that occurred was I was going from the main tower area toward the hangar area, and I was going over there to talk to Saint 14 regarding I was going to go pick up some bounties from Saint 14 for trials, and I had my character turn invisible when I loaded into that area, or when my character like crossed from the staircase or was approaching the staircase to go into the hangar bay. But ever since then, I haven't seen anything. So as far as I'm aware, like in game from what I've played, and I've played plenty since reset started, the invisible player issue in PvP, PvE, outside of that one instance, I haven't seen it at all. And if that happens in the tower, I'm not going to complain that much about it. It would kind of suck for it to be a permanent thing, but it seems like it's been fixed. So, yeah, that's awesome. Moving right along to the world's first Lightfall Read of Nightmares raid racers and the finishers, like we did earlier, celebrating the Heart in the Paint team, and also posting notes regarding clears and all that jazz. And then I believe somewhere down below, they had actually done a series of interviewing players over here that are involved with the Heart in the Paint team. So it was nice to see this little interview here. So this week at Bungie, 3/16/23, they are champions, my friends. So this refers to the interview section that we just read regarding Team Heart in the Paint and an Art of Lightfall. So some people that have made art and stuff regarding Lightfall, that's cool. This part of the TWAB talks about the commendation requirements for Guardian ranks. The next part talks about the hidden exotic quest, and yeah, I'm not gonna go into that too much because it's kind of a hidden thing, and I want people to experience that for themselves. The Sancta waits. So basically, this section kind of goes over how Trials is back as of this weekend, and how they are noting that Fire Team matchmaking is enabled in Trials, which is fantastic. And then there also is them announcing the Immortal Aggressive Frame SMG, and also its Adept form being available this weekend. And the Astral Horizon has also returned. I imagine the Adept form will be a couple. I imagine the Adept one will be going in the next couple weeks. This upcoming week's supposed to be Iron Banner, so I'm imagining the following week is going to be the weekend for the Adept Astral Horizon. I could be wrong, but we'll see from there. After that, Iron Banner returns next week, and then they post that a Jorm's Claw Pulse Rifle and Bite of the Mark Pulse Rifle are available. There's actually some rolls on Jorm's Claw that I would be interested in seeing, and I haven't looked at Bite of the Foxes yet, but I've seen some rolls on Jorm's Claw. It is an adaptive frame pulse rifle that is solar. There were some interesting things about it, so I'd like to. I really liked. Oh, what's the name of the stasis one? I really liked using the stasis one, which it had a really high zoom value. The Jorm's Claw was not that high of a zoom value, but I think I know that both of those were Suros pulse rifles, and I think they're both adaptive. So I think Jorm's Claw I might would enjoy playing, but I'd like to get my hands on it and see how it plays out. And then below that's the player support report, including a contest mode emblems, Twitch emblems, and then a list of known issues that are below. And then below that is some artwork stuff, and that is it for the TWAB. Let me know any questions or comments that you have down in the comment section below. I've been your host, Caveman PRDR, and thank you and have a wonderful day.